Our goal with this problem is to be able to write it into both factored form and standard form. We're going to start by looking where the intercepts are. So we have an intercept here at -1. I'm sorry, at +1. And an intercept here at +3. And so what that tells me is that I have factors of x minus 1 and x minus 3. The next thing I need to do is look at the shape. The shape of our parabola is open down. And so what that tells me is that if I look at from my vertex, I move to the right one and down one, that my a value is going to be a -1. That's going to provide us with enough information to write factored form. Which is y equals, our a value is a -1. You just put the negative sign, the one's implied. And then our two factors, x minus 1 and x minus 3. Now, our goal is to move this into standard form. When we get standard form, what we're going to need to do is multiply these three things together. And so if you need to, you can pause the video right now and multiply together x minus 1 times x minus 3. Once again, you can either use distributive property, FOIL, or the box method to do that. And that result should go inside those parentheses. Right, after multiplying x minus 1 times x minus 3, this should be the result, x squared minus 4x plus 3. And we still have to multiply everything by that -1. And so we're going to use the distributive property. And that's going to give us our standard form then. Distributing that -1 will be a -x squared. It will be a positive 4x. And it will be a -3. We can very quickly do a double check with our graph here. If we look at the y-intercept, once again, the value of y and x is 0. If x were to be 0 here, our y value would be -3. You can verify, looking at our graph, that right here is the y-intercept at 0, -3. And so therefore we have found both our factored form and our standard form for this parabola.